Many common exercises can actually be harmful despite their popularity. Although gym goers often assume that all machines in the gym are safe and effective to use, this isn't always the case. While the presence of numerous machines may be helpful in attracting gym memberships, basic dumbbells and barbells are typically far more effective than the majority of complex machines found in the gym. Today we'll focus on 8 machines that you may want to replace or modify the way you use them, starting with the popular Smith machine. It's important to note that while it can be effective for certain exercises that can only be done on the machine, most people use it as an alternative to exercises such as squats, deadlifts, and bench press, which were intended to be done with a regular barbell. However, performing these exercises on the Smith machine increases the risk of injury. This is because the Smith machine is locked into a set range of motion and has a set barbell path, meaning the barbell is forced to move up and down in a fixed straight line during exercises such as bench. This can be detrimental to your shoulders and increases the chances of flaring your elbows out as you lower the barbell down. In a regular bench press, your path should follow an arc-like motion from lockout down to your chest. Similarly, when performing squats on a Smith machine, the bar is locked into a set range of motion, making the exercise biomechanically unnatural. Most people end up squatting by leaning back against the bar, which takes away the benefits for your core, glutes, and hamstrings. Additionally, leaning back like this using a regular barbell would cause you to fall straight back into bad positions for your joints. Using the Smith machine also decreases your stabilizer muscle activation by about 43% compared to regular barbell squats. This can lead to lazy lifting techniques and provide only a fraction of the results that you can get from doing exercises with regular barbells and dumbbells, especially in terms of functional strength. It's best to avoid the hip abduction and adduction machines, as there are more effective alternatives like squats and lunges. These machines require heavy loads to challenge the muscles, which is not a natural movement for the body. Moreover, the muscles targeted by these machines are mainly used for stabilization, rather than force output in everyday life activities. Using the hip abduction machine can lead to overworking and tightness of the TFL muscle, which can cause knee pain due to its pull on the IT band. Additionally, using heavy weights on the adductor and abductor machines can increase the risk of lower back injury. Last, it's a common misconception that these machines can reduce fat from the inner and outer thighs. Simply opening and closing your legs with added resistance won't slim down the thighs. Although you don't necessarily need to eliminate the leg press machine from your workout routine, it may be beneficial to change up the way you use it, especially if you experience lower back issues. While some people view the leg press as a safer alternative to barbell squats, this isn't always the case. When performing leg presses, the position of your back against the pad can make it challenging to maintain a natural lumbar curve as your knees move closer to your chest. As a result, your pelvis may round forward, leading to herniating conditions for your discs. In his book, Low Back Disorders, Dr. Stuart McGill, a well-respected professor and researcher in back pain mechanisms, states that the leg press can cause the pelvis to rotate away from the backrest, resulting in lumbar flexion. Therefore, it's best to replace the leg press with exercises that offer a broader range of motion, such as squats, lunges, or Bulgarians, which work the posterior chain, core, and entire lower body, making it more transferable to everyday activities. Squats, for instance, engage almost all the muscles in your body, including your stabilizer muscles, which will help you avoid falling. If you still enjoy the leg press, you can use it as a finisher after exhausting your legs with other exercises. But it's essential to only use one leg at a time while keeping the other leg down. This way your pelvis will remain locked and be prevented from rotating, making it safer for your lower back. The next machine in line is the torso rotation or seated twist machine, which involves placing your knees between 2 pads and twisting your lower body from side to side. However, it's important to note that this machine can cause serious injury to your spine and discs if you accidentally turn too far on any rep. Even when done carefully, the lumbar spine is not designed to handle this kind of twisting movement, unlike the thoracic spine, which is more suited to twisting. Furthermore, the seated twist machine puts more pressure on the lower spine, which is not designed for this kind of twisting. In terms of athletic performance, the core is meant to decelerate rotational force rather than accelerate it. Given the high risk of injury and the fact that there are better alternatives available for your working your core, it simply doesn't make sense to use this exercise. Another exercise machine that is commonly misused is the lat pull down, particularly when it comes to behind the head lat pull downs. This technique was popularized by bodybuilders during Arnold Schwarzenegger's time, but research has shown that there are no additional benefits to building muscle by pulling behind your neck. In fact, it often requires a lighter weight load because your back and shoulders are weaker in that position. Not only that, but you're at a higher risk of damaging your rotator cuff. It's best to avoid going behind the head altogether and stick to front-facing lat pull-downs and military presses for better results and lower injury risk. The seated crunch machine is another exercise that, while it targets the abs, it's not the most effective option available. There are better ab exercises such as stability ball crunches, decline sit-ups, and weighted leg raises with pulse-ups. When you use the seated crunch machine, your core and torso are already in a flexed position with your legs locked behind pads, which is a position that most people spend a lot of time in during the day. The machine prevents you from going through a full range of motion on each crunch, which is much more effective. Moreover, you won't do anything for your deep tissue core stabilizer muscles, which is crucial for preventing injury to your spine. If you increase the weight load without strengthening your stabilizer muscles with other exercises, you'll significantly increase your risk of injury. Next up, I'd suggest avoiding the Selectorizer chest press and shoulder press machines. These old machines lack the unilateral option to train each side separately, and the path of the movement is unnatural and potentially harmful to your joints. They also fail to engage your stabilizer muscles and can lead to imbalances and injuries. Similarly, the butt blaster machine is not effective for targeting your glutes and can cause you to work your hamstrings instead. Instead, focus on perfecting your form and using free weights, such as dumbbell presses and barbell squats, which are more functional and safer in the long run. While there are other machines that are not worth your time, I believe these are the most important ones to be cautious of. It's important to remember that certain exercises might not be suitable for everyone, due to differences in limb lengths and physical attributes. However, if an exercise does not cause any discomfort, it can be continued. Nonetheless, I believe that there are safer and more effective alternatives to all the exercises discussed in this video. In terms of gym gear, I don't recommend the use of lifting gloves unless you desire to keep your hands smooth. I also suggest that you try doing barbell squats without a barbell pad to get used to the feeling, and refrain from overusing weightlifting belts and straps, as they can hinder your grip and core strength.